It's a great day for Gleamlins as Rover now fully supports the Gleam programming language. I'll be using Rover to go on a quick tour to dive into a codebase and chat with it, help me understand a Gleam codebase. If you're not familiar with the language, Gleam is on the smaller side, but it's growing rapidly, seeing a lot of adoption in systems that need fault tolerance and high concurrency. But also because it can compile into JavaScript, it's being used for web development as well. What we're looking at here is a map of a codebase generated by Rover. In this case, it's a codebase called Lifeguard, a Gleam codebase around application development, but I'm not too familiar with what it's doing at the moment. But this map is generated automatically when Rover connects to a codebase. It indexes functions and code objects, the connections between them, both within the codebase but across codebases. This is a living graph. It changes over time with new commits, with different branches, so you can see how the codebase evolves. Diving into the full graph, I can explore this node to node, jumping through the different connections here, but a more natural way is to use Rover's graph chat to ask questions and get responses about this graph. So starting from this function, handle pull messages, good place to start. So something about messages. What is Lifeguard doing with messages? What Rover's doing now is pulling in additional context it needs to answer the question. That could be looking for similar code, could be traversing the graph to explore code paths, going from API entry point all the way through to database calls, or it could be looking to external sources for information such as package documentation. I won't go through the whole response here. I'll leave that for my own time after the video, but I can see that this package is doing something around worker management and pull processes that I could dive into further. Let's just say going forward, I've learned a bit more about this code base. I want to implement it. That's a good question to ask. How would I actually configure this? How do I set this up? So how do I implement Lifeguard for my code base? Rover's generating now a step-by-step walkthrough of me of how to configure Lifeguard based on the code that it's seen in this code base, generating code examples where necessary. So here I've used it for a bit of an onboarding flow, but because Rover maps out the connections between code, it can see how things connect and interact. It's very good at identifying risks, bugs, performance issues, and such. So I can ask a question about that, try to discover some issues here. Evaluate the worker management process. Are there any issues or bugs that I should be wary of when implementing Lifeguard? It's the same process where Rover will scan out and pull in the context, in this case trying to identify issues. So there's a few potential issues generally about deadlocks for the purpose, worker management, common issues here. It's also identified a to-do in some of the code logic, so if I actually hit that while trying to use Lifeguard, some risks that I need to be aware of. Now, in this case, this is just a quick chat walkthrough, but this process can be fully automated. Rover, when you connect it to your code base, will automatically scan pull requests and code changes for new issues, new bugs that you've introduced, much like I've been doing here with the chat. In this case, this is automated and those risks are commented directly on your pull request. Rover doesn't just support Gleam, Python, TypeScript, many other languages as well, and it's available now for free for all teams to try.